I say, where does Ariel keep her Christmas presents? Under the tree, under the tree. It's a dad joke, I'm sorry.
Remember my song in the swamp when I was like, whap, chicka, whap, whap, chicka, whap.
I've got a Disney character on my roof. Ariel. Sorry. So, The Little Mermaid, 2023, that's what I'm calling it, is now out in cinemas all around the world, and this is just a quick review to see if it's any good or not. I watched it today with the Three Musketeers. Please check out their channel. And I will be doing a few mild spoilers, because I don't want to ruin it, even though it's exactly the same as the 1989 one, so basically you have seen the film before, so it's the same story. But there is a few different beats to it. But overall, what did I think of the film? Well, I enjoyed it. First off the bat, if you've got to see it, and I do recommend you do see it actually, it's a great family film, see it on the big screen. It'd be actually quite good if you see it in 3D. I'm not sure if it's released in 3D, but if it is, see it in 3D if you've got the pennies. If not, see it on the big screen, because I saw it on a quite large screen and very blown away. Some of the special effects, yeah, are a bit I mean, I don't like what they've done with Flounder. He's like flat as a pancake. He's supposed to be sort of really cute and cuddly. I always wanted a Flounder toy, when I was younger, I just sort of squeeze his face. But he's kind of underused, but he does sound good. Sebastian as well, on the trailers I didn't like the design, but when you see him up close, he's a bit boxy. You know what, he's better than what he comes across as in the trailer, so he does look alright, because they've got to try and market the toy. And the guy does the voice, he's near enough to the original, but not quite. However, the revelation in this film is, of course, Halle Berry. Halle Berry is magnificent in this film. She is absolutely fantastic. She sounds like Ariel. She can sing like a dream. She looks absolutely gorgeous. And I know this film's been coming under a lot of flack and controversy of the casting of it. They're saying, it's a real swap. But in this case, I think all the casting for this film is really spot on. Now, I've got to admit, when I watch new Disney films, there's always a bit in it where I roll my eyes and go, oh, Disney politics. However, I didn't do it in this film. I thought everybody was cast really well. There's one or two sort of changes. For starts, Art Malik is Eric's butler. So there's a race swap there, but it works. I was a bit thrown off when we were introduced to Eric's mother, because she's a British actress, but I forgot her name, but she's a lady of colour. So I was like, hey, how does that work? But apparently it's mentioned that he's adopted, so alright, fair enough. And I think that's the only bit of sort of the diversity that bothered me in the main film. Is all the cast was alright. I think it's just there's this one British white woman servant who's in it, who just pops up and goes, hey, where did you find that lady on the beach? And I'm like, why is she there? That's not right, because obviously if you set in somewhere like the Bahamas or, like I said, Caribbean, you'll think the majority of the people who live there are all of colour, so that kind of makes sense, and so it works. So when this British woman goes, oh yeah, look here, what's that woman? Hey, Dick Van Dyke, what's going on here? I was a bit worried as well when I saw the poster of Ariel's sisters, because I went, oh, here we go, how does this work? How they all like different sort of races, but the dad is Spanish. I went in, oh, how are they going to explain this? And they did. It was just one throwaway line saying that your sisters have come from all around the world, from the seven seas. They're only here for a week, and that's why they're all there at once. I went, all right, fair enough, I'll let that one go. And they kind of underused in a way. I thought, oh, is that it's all we see of them? I think a few fans will have a few issues with this film. I mean, there might be only minor nitpicks, but you'll find there'll probably about over 30 odd nitpicks going on in your mind. It is a long film, where the other one was a tight 80 minutes, and a fantastic 80 minutes it was. Now, there are some new scenes and some new songs by Lin-Manuel Miranda. On its own, if you hear it like on the radio or something, it sounds bloody awful, but it actually works in the film. And some of the new scenes are okay. In fact, if there's any nitpick with this film, is there's a song sung by Eric, he's lamenting about Ariel. When that comes on, go loo. If you're desperate to go loo, That's the scene to go for. Take your children. It's about a 4-minute song. Go for a pee then, because it's just not needed. And I think that's one of the other problems with this film, is it could do with a bit of a trim. It didn't need to be 2 hours 15 minutes. There's one scene when Ariel's just finished Part of Your World, which she does fantastically, I might add. Almost as if she did it live and not on the theatre. There's going to be a big pause until the next scene. She finishes the notes and then kind of for like 40 seconds goes like, oh, but why it just doesn't do the fireworks just after she finishes it? I don't know. It's just like 40 seconds of random. But that said, some of the new bits, some of the lines has made me chuckle. I mean, I've got this weird sense of humour, I must admit. I mean, Melissa McCarthy, who's great as Ursula. There's one bit I just burst out laughing. It's typical Melissa McCarthy type humour where she's ranting where this portion is. Like, where's this portion? Where's this portion? Oh, it's here. I think my only other nitpick is the last 5 minutes, I've got to admit. There's been a few trolls online sort of ripping the film apart before it even came out, and one of their big bugbears is, instead of Eric saving the day on the boat by killing Ursula, it's Ariel. Now that didn't bother me. It's virtually frame for frame, like the cartoon, but in this case Ariel sort of takes command of the boat and kills Ursula. And that's the only thing that bothered me. Is it's a great stunning set piece, but then Ursula just dies quickly, where it was kind of... where it works in the animation, and you feel her pain, and she dies. It's just epic. In this one, she gets stabbed by the bow of the boat. It's like, and falls in the water quickly, and then Ariel sort of takes Eric to one side, and then it kind of fades black. Now, when Ariel saves Eric in the original, the film virtually wraps up in like 2 or 3 minutes, and it's done really well. With this one, it nearly goes on to 10 minutes. King Triton gets his trident back, and then he's contemplating what to do with Ariel while Eric's gone back home, and it's a case of will they get back together again? I think it's a bit stretched out, this. Now, Javier Bardem is okay in this film. I was expecting him to be a lot worse, to be honest. He's okay, but he just plays it safe. King Triton, the other one was Ariel. You can't... felt his emotion, even especially when it being animated there. Obviously, in the original, when Triton finds Ariel with a room full of trinkets and whatnots galore, and he destroys the statue of Eric, you can see there's a bit of regret in his face as he leaves the cave after his tantrum when he spits his dummy out. You can see a bit of regret in his face. There isn't really a bit of Bardem's performance, and it's not his fault. It's just what the script is like. And I've got to say, the last minute, especially the last 5 seconds, basically the story's set late 18th century, early 19th century. The same sort of time period as Pirates of the Caribbean, so it's obviously that type of sailing boats and the costumes and that. So it's that sort of time period. And the last minute, we see all the mer people pop out the water because they've been missing throughout the film. It's definitely tick box central. It's diversity overload. They're all different from around the world, all in one area on one beach, all modern hairstyles, to the point where, because there's some standing on the beach, some sort of humans on the beach. Like I said, all diverse, but they all look modern. It does look like modern Miami Beach, but in that time period. For some reason, I can buy into talking marine life, and yet modern hairstyles and fashion back in the old days takes me out the film. And it ends on the last 5 seconds of Eric and Ariel sailing away in a rowing boat. They're not rowing, and it's going about 120 miles an hour. And it just goes, fades black. Jesus. That's just that end of it. Oh, what? Oh, you were doing so well. And it's not the diversity bit. He's just, like I said, it's just sort of the geography, the modern. It's just the modern hairstyles wire me up. When how would they do their hair like that? There's no crimp. All in all, I was entertained, so I would give The Little Mermaid 7 pies out of 10. Like I said, loads of nitpicks you'll have going on in your mind, but overall the film is quite fun. It is, and probably the best of all the live-action films. It will never top the original, but there'll be people who have never seen the original watch this, and that'll be the new go-to live-action film. And that's good, because as I said, it is a good film, and it is worth seeing on the big screen. But are you looking forward to this film? Do you prefer the original? Let me know in the comments below. Be good, of course. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for watching, and keep mooching the internet, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
She's a human. You're a mermaid.
That doesn't make us enemies.
This hook hurts.
Oh, now give me my 3 wishes.
The hell are you talking about? There's a hook in my face.
You mean mermaids don't grant wishes?
That's genies, you ass.
Oh, man. I've wasted the last 20 years of my life.
However, I happen to be a genie who only looks like a mermaid.